Hello, welcome to my place. I am today going to take us to Ezekiel chapter 47, and I'm going to start in verses 1 to 5. And it says this: Then he brought me back to the door of the temple, and there was water flowing from under the threshold of the temple toward the east. For the front of the temple faced east. The water was flowing from under the right side of the temple, south of the altar. He brought me out by way of the north gate and led me around on the outside to the outer gateway that faces east, and there was water running out on the right side. And when the man went out to the east with the line in his hand, he measured 1,000 cubits, and he brought me through the waters. The water came up to my ankles. Again he measured 1,000 and brought me through the waters, and the water came up to my knees. Again he measured 1,000 and brought me through. The water came up to my waist. Again he measured 1,000, and it was a river that I could not cross, for the water was too deep, water in which one must swim, a river that could not be crossed. Now Ezekiel is shown a river that increases with depth the further he traveled in. It can be used as a great metaphor of the depths of God. Romans 11:33 says, "Oh, the depth of the riches and wisdom and knowledge of God." 1 Corinthians 2:10 says, "These things God has revealed to us through the Spirit, for the Spirit searches everything, even the depths of God." And then Ephesians chapter 3:19 says that Paul prays that we would have the strength to comprehend with all the saints what is the breadth and length and width and height and depth of God's love. There are deep things of God that we haven't uncovered yet. It is ours for the grasping. So I implore you to not dismiss something you hear just because you never thought of it that way before or you never heard it before. I encourage you to study it out. There are things in the promises of God that I have yet to discover. I personally choose not to dismiss them just because I haven't seen them in my life yet. Our goal should be one of discovery, journeying through the Word to discover these depths of the riches and wisdom and knowledge of God. Wow. When it comes to the promises, it is important to meditate and study on the scriptures that pertain to those promises, so that the belief in it will be transformed into a faith of expectancy for it to happen. As one preacher once said something like this, there is a gap between the aha moment and the there it is moment. Aha, there it is. It doesn't necessarily happen all at once. It can, but it doesn't necessarily happen that way. Sometimes there is a waiting or a time of waiting until we see the fruition of the promise. But it is important that in that waiting, we do not waver. God bless you richly. We'll see you next time.